What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and it's Friday night at 8. Hey, got myself today. She might be my mate. It's gonna be so great. Great. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Look out weekend. Because here I come. Because weekends were made for fun. All right. So what is going on down to the blogs, girl? We don't know what is happening.
I sponsor the blog.
Let me tell you something.
I'm really trying my best not to. What was I saying? Oh, so what was I saying? It's Friday. I don't know what's going on down to the blogs. It's a lot of stuff going on with Real Housewives of Atlanta. I honestly really don't want to talk about none of the stuff. I have to go back to the time where I would only know what was going on the show based on what was going on the show and not what was going on in the blogs, because all the supplemental stuff that's going on, the Porsha making a channel, Kenya coming down to give her confessionals, Brisket doing interviews saying that Kenya needs to humble herself and come apologize to her. I honestly just picture a man in that body, this person who doesn't get along with females. Every time I see her, I see a man, actually. And I think about if she was a man on this grand stage saying, yeah, the naked pictures that she showed of me were just as bad as me threatening her with a firearm. And I've apologized for that. And I just made a mistake. And I just don't, I just, I don't know. I don't know. And then it kind of made me so annoyed yesterday because why can't we watch these shows without all of the darkness? Why can't we be upset that somebody called the girl broke? Right? Why can't that be the theme of contention for these shows? Why do the shows always have to be sexual assault? Why does it have to be RP? Why does it have to be gun violence? Why does it have to be some paternity? Why does it have to be colorism? Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be all of these dark social themes, where instead of watching this show for quote entertainment and a little education, of human behavior, but why are the themes on these particular shows always so dark? And it's so concerning that everyone, literally everyone that I've seen, of course, using Kenya's name in the title, and it's like Porsha trying to get you down there talking about Kenya and everybody else, but what's going on with you and Simon? Like, I, I, I don't know. And I'm like, I can't do that. So I said, I promised myself I was not going to be online talking. Yesterday, I was really annoyed with Porsha saying that those pictures could have been under it when she was a minor. I'm like, why are you so disgusting? That's what I'm saying. I don't find nothing endearing about that dangerous big tooth bitch. I don't. I don't. All that smiling and giggling and stuff like that. She's very dangerous. And then it like pisses me off because I'm like, Kenya, you were working and like working alongside of this woman, and she's just very dangerous. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. The thing that the way that people act like what's her name is, and it's like she can't ever be a victim. She can't ever be a victim. And it's like she's playing victim, but she was a victim. And she responded to her what she felt that she was being a victim of. She was threatened with gun violence. No, it was not a direct threat, but it was a veiled threat. And I think, like I said last night, if we were all on an airplane, and Brit goes to what's the girl's name? Kenya. They get into a little altercation. We're all on an airplane. Say we're all on an airplane. We're all on an airplane. and two of the passengers get into it. One of the passengers says, "Oh, I'm so glad I got my pistol. I got pistols. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today, bitch. You ditzy bitch. She think this is some Hollywood shit. You gonna learn today. I got pistols and whips." And then the person responds like, "Let me airdrop y'all some naked pictures of this hoe." What do you think is going to land the plane? The threat of gun violence or showing naked pictures airdropped to everybody on the plane?
Oh, here she comes.
What do you think? What do you think will land the plane? Who do you think will be taken off in handcuffs? The person who threatened the veiled threat of gun violence. No, that person didn't tell the other passenger, "I'm gonna shoot you in your motherfucking face." No, you just had a little altercation, a one-sided altercation, and you mentioned that you had a gun and that you're glad that you carried, while also talking shit to this person. So we're going to take that threat of gun violence and we're going to land this plane and we're going to take you off of this plane, Miss Brett Edie, because you threatened another passenger with gun violence. Well, she airdropped naked pictures of me from my porn site. She airdropped it to everybody. She airdropped it to everybody. No, ma'am, put your hands behind your back. We don't veil threats of gun violence. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you might have an emotional reaction to your pictures being taken. Maybe that makes you embarrassed or stuff like that. But we have to take threats of gun violence seriously. That a gun can have a deadly ending. A naked picture, I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's not as harsh or as severe. We take a threat of gun violence more seriously than some bitch airdropping or showing a bunch of pictures of you sucking dick. Sorry, put your hands behind your back. That's how it would go. But it's so weird that because you don't like Kenya, you will go rewind and start talking about all her previous things that she's done to people, and just in order to hold on to what you feel about her. And then Porsha coming out, I'm like, y'all with the YouTube channels, I don't know, it's dumb. So I didn't want to talk about that stuff for too long, because it's like, why are we it's like, it's not even fun. Did you just have fun in the last 7 minutes? Was that fun for you? It wasn't fun for me. Why can't we come down here and be like, "Girl, you really thought you ate with by saying a bitch lives on a main road, right? You really thought you said something, girl. Oh my God, you called her broke. Oh my God, that's so low and classless." Can you imagine threatening somebody with a firearm? Is that low and classless too? And the fact that no one took that seriously, I don't know if it's because Americans have this fucking sick obsession with firearms, that it wasn't taken seriously, but also the sick obsession with firearms would actually cause people to move into action, especially if you're in a bad neighborhood and you're yelling, "I got pistols," and then cussing at the woman, calling her stupid and telling her she's going to learn her lesson. "You're not going to mess with me. I'm not the one. You're going to learn." And it's just like, okay. And nobody, and what's really, it's really sad, because when you pan the camera around and you see all of those people just allowing this one out. If it was a man, if there were two men, if those were two men, and in a one-sided beef, I keep having to say it's one-sided, because literally Kenya was not doing anything to her, and everybody accepting a narrative that she was hazed and provoked. You're a liar. You're a flat out liar, because that is not what happened. And since they want to get Kenya off the show so much, don't you think if they had footage of her hazing and provoking this fucking weird, psychotic stalker bitch, that they wouldn't have showed it? So where's the evidence of you being provoked to threaten somebody with gun violence. Oh, I was triggered. So was she. And that's why everybody got to see you sucking dick. She was triggered too. She was triggered by you, actually. By you running around asking her, can I get a hug? Can I get a hug? You didn't give me the right hug. If a nigga was doing that, y'all would be like, that nigga is crazy. If a nigga did that to a woman and all of a sudden he started saying, well, I got a gun, bitch, you gonna learn today, with her ditzy ass. I don't know who the fuck she thinks she talking to in this Hollywood shit. Oh. And it's really sad that even Andy, like the people down to the network, are talking about it. They're laughing about it. Like they're glossing over. I mean, it was like, and then she came and brought flowers the next day. What the fuck? That's psychotic as hell. That would be like a man threatening her with gun violence and then the next day bringing flowers and everybody thinking that it's erased. Well, she did apologize, but you threatened me. I don't have to accept your funky ass apology because you feel like you might lose your job because you threatened me and somebody told you to give me flowers and apologize. Are you guys having fun yet as we talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta? This is how we're talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like the season 16 is cursed. I do. Sour 16. It's not, ain't nothing been sweet about nothing from the time that y'all released them whack ass photographs and that whack ass photo shoot up until now. Porsha ain't coming through with her storyline. Dennis and Drew, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Ain't no real storyline. Cynthia ain't no real storyline. Britt ain't no real storyline. Kelly, we are getting into her things. I don't understand how she understands a threat of violence and she's running around with a bodyguard. Her husband threatened her. Her ex-husband threatened her and she's running around with a bodyguard. So I don't understand how she doesn't understand how threats of violence are not taken seriously. Girl, that's crazy as hell. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, she should have uninvited her. Girl, okay. They shouldn't have allowed her to show up. You just threaten another employee with gun violence and you're allowed to come to the company picnic afterwards? No, you're not. And then there's a code of conduct for revenge, well, perceived. I'm not even calling it revenge porn because I don't even like that catchphrase is attached to this thing and it's not that. Can you signed a release? You signed a release. So if you got naked pictures out there and you've been fucking around with one of your castmates and they pull up the internet and pull your naked pictures, you better be prepared. You better go read your contract. You better go read your contract, girl. Because this idea that Kenya needs to humble herself, I wish the fuck I would humble myself to a bitch that threatened me with a fucking gun. You lucky I don't rip your fucking head off of your fucking body, bitch. Or have somebody do it. Are y'all having fun yet? Talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Isn't this fun? It's always some dark shit around these shows, and it's not fun. Can't we just talk about y'all relationships and y'all and your personalities not meshing well? Regular regular conflict that don't have to do with stuff so dark and criminal. Why is it always this criminal element? Sexual misconduct, blaming somebody, blaming some or telling somebody that their husband tried to sneak them. That shit that Giselle did with Chris Bassett. And she's just sitting there like la-di-da, la-di-da. And then there's word on the street that Candace is coming back, girl. Why would Candace come back with Giselle there? I don't know. Y'all be gluttons for punishment. I don't know why. I it's something, it's a personality trait. It's a personality type that will literally put themselves back in environments where the people have lied on them, where the people have put their hands on them. Like I just, it takes a special kind of person. She just said she was strapped. It wasn't a threat. Bitch, if we get into an altercation that you started and I don't really even know what the fuck is going on and you tell me you have a gun and then you call me a bitch and tell me I'm going to learn today, See, that's what I'm talking about. And that is the reason why it makes the discourse so dumb, because people are holding on to stuff and making excuses and moving goalposts that don't make sense in order to hold on to, oh, well, she pulled Kim Fields' chair out. She didn't buy a po' boy for the girls at the bolo party. Oh my God, she ordered food for herself and nobody else. Girl, what the shit y'all be holding on to so that you can excuse violence against another person is crazy as hell. And then to focus on their response is even crazier. And then for the person who created the hostility and the hostile environment to turn around and say, after I threaten you with gun violence and you show some naked pictures of me, you need to humble yourself and come apologize to me. That you, I wish the fuck I would. Kenya, oh my God. I hope Kenya doesn't apologize to her. That apology, no, she doesn't deserve. No, Kenya already faced the consequence for doing what she did, and that's by not filming anymore and not being on the show. That's my consequence. I took accountability is I showed the pictures. I am responsible and I am not on the show anymore. That's my consequence. You, on the other hand, have had no consequence for your threat against me. I will. Kenya, I don't know that bigger person shit y'all be trying to do, apologizing to people who have harmed you first. No, I'm not apologizing to you, bitch. Go suck another dick. Go suck another dick, bitch. Crazy as hell. Said threats of gun violence has normal places of employment on lockdown. Showing explicit images of you can be emotionally damaging. Threatening someone with a gun is a million times worse, actually. Show new pics on a plane full of people. Tell a flight attendant you're glad you have your pistol after you created a hostile encounter with them. See what moves the people into action. So you don't see what gets the plane landed. An airdrop picture of you sucking dick or you threatening me with a gun. All right, let's go to, what is this? Is this the Bravo Shade Room? Porsha is, when I tell you Porsha is dangerous, I don't get the appeal. Gross, gross, gross. I said I'm not talking to people about Real Housewives of Atlanta. And especially the people, and it's almost like you're going back and forth with someone who is like holding on to whatever they're going to hold on to and they're not going to let go. So it's literally, it's like, it's, don't argue with the people. So it doesn't make sense. All right, let's see. All right, let's go down this list. The Carrie Hilson stuff, I'm not really, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Everybody seems really, really excited. I'm not an R&B girl. I don't give a shit. But everybody knew the story behind it. Esther Dean wrote the lyric, and it ruined Carrie Hilson's career, basically. So, and we know, and she came out and told us. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know why I'm not. I don't feel like, oh my God, it was Carrie Hilson and Esther Dean and Esther. I mean, I guess it's like, oh, we can hear the story behind it now. I guess that's what's because she actually is talking about it and sharing that story where everybody has heard about it before, heard that it was Esther, heard that they wrote it, heard all the stories that they said about what happened, how it ruined Carrie Hilson's career, and how she held on to it, protected other people, and took the L. So I don't know. Every time I see, like, I got like a weird feeling. I don't know what's going on with Ray J, but I wish that he would crash all the way the fuck out. He said he's gonna crash out. He's gonna crash out and something he said. I don't know. I don't know. He's weird. Okay, let me see what else is happening. Okay. Justin Bieber teases Stevie Wonder for never seeing his FaceTime calls. This fool never sees my FaceTime. Y'all, everybody says that Stevie Wonder can actually see. He cannot. JaRule slams 50 Cent for mocking Irv Gotti's death, reflects on how he chooses to handle it. Let's hear what he says.
Who gives a fuck what JaRule thinks at a time like this, nigga? This is ridiculous. I don't want to dance. I'm scared to death.
So when I see the things that he does, and he did the Irv smoking on there, I'm like,
how did you feel about that when you saw it?
Of course, nobody likes all this goofy shit, but it's goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not. Preem said it best. I spoke to Preem the other day. Preem has always got the right words.
Oh, just spit it out.
Things to say. Because I was hot. You know what I'm saying? I was hot. I was ready to go nuclear and shit.
But I thought it was just goofy shit.
So I spoke to Preem anyway. And Preem said, he said, Rule, he said, here's what you got to understand about who we are and what we are. He said, we are masters of self-defense. And I said, I love that. I said, because I don't want to start trouble, make trouble with people. But if we got to get into it, make it, I'll fucking end it. I'll put it to where it go. I'll take it to the next. So that's why I'm like, you know what? That is the best description of what I am and who I am as a man that I could ever think about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who we are as men. Mm-hmm. Here to protect our family.
That's a lie. Protect them from who?
Honor.
Girl, I'm so tired. Girl, I'm so tired.
I am tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Girl, I'm tired of that shit. Y'all ain't protecting no fucking body. Shut the fuck up. Y'all ain't protecting nobody. Shut up with that shit. Protect them from who? Who are you protecting them from? Who are you protecting them from? Other men. Other motherfucking men. Other men.
Our names, our reputation. That's weird. I'm not here to be a bully and bother people. That's not what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? But I am a master of self.
Yeah. But in a way, you do have to understand why Fish feels the way he feels, though, right? When you think about everything that y'all been through.
I really don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Fighting, the shooting, the stabbing.
What shooting? We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Oh, well, never mind.
I know people like to say it. Yeah. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know the reality of it all. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's good for, people to play that when they want to play that and then play victim when they want to play victim. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I leave it all alone. I live a really, really cool life. I'm in a good space. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, sometimes you just gotta.
Okay, I'm done. He's too long-winded. Shut the fuck up. I don't even know what the fuck you talking about, my nigga. Irv Gotti's dead. Shout out to Irv Gotti. Okay, and whatever. Okay, so it was something that somebody tagged me in that I wanted to play because I wanted to know who are you being protected from, and this is another person. I ain't gonna lie. I would prefer someone to tell me they have a gun in their purse than to expose me sucking wee wee on national TV.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
See how y'all change shit up? And then when you change it up, do you realize how ridiculous you sound? You sound so fucking ridiculous when you just said that. Girl, let me find this thing. And why the fuck is Tony Braxton married to Birdman? If you woke up tomorrow and the aliens had taken all the men, what's the first thing you would do? Listen to this.
Interesting because Kelly was in my DMs and she had said what she would do would not lock her doors. And I was like, well, I wouldn't check my Ring camera all the time before I go to bed. And she was like, but you really wouldn't need a Ring camera. And I was like, oh, that's a fact. And I don't think we realize how many things we buy just to protect ourselves from men that isn't overtly labeled as protecting yourself from men. like a Ring camera, right? People are like, you can protect your house, you can see who's around. Well, I'm not worried about a woman breaking my house. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And it's kind of that old saying, isn't it something like, or the old question of, if men aren't around, who's going to protect you? And it's like, baby, protect us from who? From what? If men aren't around, we're not going to need protection. I mean, are they think we're going to need to be protected from animals? Like, what other thing do we need to be protected from? I mean, I don't think people understand that. It's like 80% of the women in prison have had like some type of sexual or physical abuse. Like, this idea that we need men around to protect us is so wild, because most of the people who kill women are their men. Like, I think, so this idea, we'd probably live safer. I mean, you can see how the comments are when women disagree with men. You're stupid, I'm gonna kill you, you blah, 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 blah. Like all these rage comments, just simply with women who don't agree. So in the comments below, I want you to say, what would you do if you didn't have to worry about men? Oh, comments like, well, what about, and you, what about yourself? I just need you to look at the data on murders, rapes, sexual assaults, like any level of crime. I just need you to look at the data. Before you, what about, look at the data and come on back and we can chat about it.
Okay, let's read some of the comments. I totally get this, but I'm still locking my door. Women are just as crazy. These gaslighting men come from a lot of gaslighting moms. The aliens need to just come and get anyone or anything that's not aligning. That part too, but also I think the criminal behavior among just communities of women, the criminal behavior might still be there, but I don't think it would be as violent. You understand what I'm saying? There's not this need to overpower, control, dominate, and have people submit. So that, and there's that sense of entitlement isn't there as well. So I feel like there would be definitely crimes, because women commit crimes too, but I don't think that the crimes would be violent crimes. Like, I don't think I don't think there would be violent crimes. What do you think? Let me know. Not wear my hijab, experience walking down the street without turning back to see if I'm followed, and not grab my key between my fingers like a weapon when I'm out. Yeah, I was telling, like, men have no idea what it's like to be walking to your car and making sure you unlock the doors. And there have been women who unlock their doors and there's a man on the other side of the door, on the passenger side in the back, waiting for those doors to unlock so that he can crawl into the back seat, right? And women have to understand, I have to make sure only my driver door unlocks when I'm trying to unlock my car before I get to it, because I'm trying to get to my car quickly because there could be somebody lurking. And then on the other end of that, knowing that the majority of women who are see some type of violent act against them, it's actually a man that they know. So you have this threat of the stranger lurking in the bushes, and then the reality and the numbers that say your actual threat is probably laying next to you and you probably live with him. And that's who actually is the most threatening to you than the people that they tell you they're protecting you from. And that's why I keep saying the protect and provide thing is a grift. While you think somebody is supposed to protect you, and the numbers overwhelmingly show that your protectors are also your greatest threats. Like, oh, I need a protector and provider. You actually need a protector from the person that you have given that label to. That's who you need protection from. We just talked about laws being created because people know the nature of the men. I'd solo travel around the world, literally anywhere and everywhere. That has 11,000 likes, hearts. I would sleep on the beach, just fall asleep listening to the waves, feel the ocean breeze on my skin. Oh man, that sounds awesome. Can your best gay friend stick around for a little bit? We'd love to experience a little bit of that breathing room before we go. Listen to me. I think Queen Latifah said it best on Living Single. We'd be a bunch of fat, happy women with no crime, organized to rebuild a society based on the community we all deserve. But that was already created. If you read The Great Cosmic Mother, the community was already that. And then men decided that they did not want to collaborate anymore. And Jesus entered the chat. Patriarchy entered the chat. And it was a wrap after that. And it's like literally, it's like they literally took it and just kept going like this. Let's just turn all of this shit upside down. Let's actually create a system where the women are actually desiring something that has no benefit to them. Let's create a system where all the women feel like they need to be legitimized by men and they need a man around them to prove how they're to feel valuable. They need to have this. Let's make it seem like you need the father's last name on the children. We need to make sure that the paternity matters, not the maternity, but the paternity, and actually doesn't. Let's make it so that the women, we buy the women from their fathers and use them for free labor and keep slapping our name on all the offspring while she does all the work. Now let's take away all her rights. Let's make it so she can't leave. And if she leaves, she has no protection. Girl, it's a grift. I promise you it is. And it's literally upside down. It's literally upside down. I've finally started to realize that there are things I do without thinking that I couldn't do as a woman, like simply walking around, especially at night. Sorry it took so long, ladies. Go outside and look at the stars in the middle of nowhere in peace, in the pitch black. You hear me? I'd go to a nightclub at stupid o'clock at night in a bikini and leave my drink unattended while I danced as wildly as I wanted. Then walk home drunk and giggling by myself, still in said bikini. And when I stumbled home, I'd leave my door unlocked, wouldn't check my house before getting into bed, and then I'd sleep with my window wide open so I could smell the night air and see the stars. Girl. I could trust that medicine would soon be practiced on women for women instead of the most current medical practices that were studied on men and the whole medical field pretending that women's bodies work exactly the same. There would be tons of research and evidence based practices on perimenopause and menopause and actual treatments instead of shrugs and the equivalent of sucks to be you, suck it up. I would never wear a goddamn bra ever again. I would run at night with my headphones in, start rebuilding everything destroyed by war because it simply wouldn't exist anymore. Let my 6-year-old son use the restroom alone and not carry my keys between my fingers like I'm Wolverine. Free lunches universally, free health care. And what's crazy is the way that women create community. Like I used to have a shirt that said gatekeepers of the culture because it's the women who maintain community. And it's sad, and that women understand this whole thing where I'm the neck and he's the head. You are making a statement to say, that it's like you think that you're controlling a situation, but you say he's the head just so we could say he's the head. And it's like all of these rules and excuses, communities of men who will call men who actually treat women correctly bad names. Simp. They're shaking. How dare you treat a woman correctly? This thing? I heard something. Stepfathers being stepfathers. How dare you take care of another man's baby? Like, girl, women don't operate. Women who are male minded operate like that, but women who are women focused and women centric, They operate in a space of collaboration and cooperation. Men don't operate like that. Men who are imbalanced and only focus on this masculine part of themselves, are not in touch with their feminine side. The feminine is what cooperates and collaborates. That's the feminine, not woman, but the feminine. And when you reject the feminine, you're not compassionate. You don't want to build. You actually want to destroy. You actually want to put things in the earth and extract from Mother Earth. Keep extracting from Mother. Try to destroy the mother. Destroy it with all the bullshit they have going on. That's why you don't center these motherfuckers. They don't have plans for you. It's death. Father time ends. Mother regenerates. Mother regenerates. Mother is never ending. Those communities of collaboration and cooperation, when it was women running the show before the men decided they wanted all the women to submit and we're going to turn on this and create whatever else history has shown us. We don't operate like that. We do not operate like that. They want to destroy. We work on building, recycling, regenerating. And when you understand how life and death works, how we come from Mother and then we return to Mother, but while we're in this fucking system, all of this shit is male centered. It's backwards, upside down, counter. It's the other way. It's literally the other way. It's like the opposite of everything. And that's why girls, that women who center, I just can't, because it's literally you're living and residing in a system that it only is death. It doesn't regenerate. It's not about community. It's not about working together. It's not about cooperating with each other. It's a constant battle. Nobody wants to live like that. And thankfully, there are people and women who are waking up to that and understanding, no, I want to be in spaces where there's this reciprocity, not this one-sided thing where I'm doing all of this labor and slapping a man's name on it. That is death. That's dead. That's dead. It's dead. Sorry, it is. Exist without my head on a swivel when I'm out. I try to explain this to men. I know it's not a state of constant fear when I leave my house, but an awareness. Yes, like you you have an awareness because you're literally like prey. Didn't Terrence Howard just say he was offended that Puffy was looking at him like a woman? How dare he look at me like prey? Because women literally walk around with a heightened sense of awareness. No, we're not living in fear because motherfucker, I'll shoot your goddamn balls off. But bitch, I'm still more aware than you are. Period. I'm still locking my door to get to my car, making sure I know where I parked my car. I set my alarm off. Boop, to find my car. If I'm walking, I set it off. I do. So I can find my car. So it could be lights flashing, girl, the horn honking. And even me, as I'm a woman of a certain age, and after a certain age, we, like I said, I'm saying it to somebody else in the comments, we kind of become invisible as we age, right? Because the focus is not on an older woman, it's on a younger woman. And that's a fortunate thing because men will stop looking at you and it's like, oh, girl, I'm so, I'm happy. But some men still, it doesn't matter, girl, anything. They holler at a fucking dog in a skirt. It doesn't matter. But for a lot, as you get older, that sense of awareness, you don't have to really worry about it too much, but you still are aware of your surroundings. Period. We just have to be. There's things you have to do. Men don't have to hold their keys in their hands. We are taught to do that. Why? Because men, period. Even the ones like Ted Bundy, he would put a little cast on his arm. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to change my tire and my arm, I've hurt my arm. And you get a woman, oh my God, oh my goodness, I want to help you. And he hits her over the head with the monkey wrench. And she's now in his trunk. She's just trying to be nice. Not aware that this man who looks like he needs some help, he's actually preying on you, girl. And not understanding that, being too trusting and friendly and stuff like that. People smiling, dropping shit in your drink and stuff like that. No, we have to walk around with things over our cups. When I started going out, I remember my mom telling me, you put your drink down, don't drink it when you come back. Don't worry about it. If you put your drink down and you leave it, throw it away when you come back. Don't even drink it. Don't drink it. Somebody buys you a drink, you go to the bar with them and watch them pour the drink. But nowadays, a motherfucking bartender and the fucking predator is in on it. So you can't even be trustworthy of that, girl. But you don't let no motherfucker bring you a drink. You don't take no drink from no man who just walks up to all that kind of shit. We have to learn that because men. So just like the arsenic grapes, you guys have one bad grape filled with arsenic, and I put it in the bowl full of a bunch of other grapes, look exactly the same, with variations of colors. And I got to figure out which one to pick that doesn't have the arsenic. I don't know which one to trust. I don't know which one of y'all. So yes, all of you, until you prove otherwise. All of this shit is created because y'all run a fucking muck. Run amok. And then like you have the embodiment of that shit that is the head. Like it's like a fucking cartoon. The head of this country is like the embodiment of all of that shit. White, male, heterosexual, just all of that. Just all of that patriarchal, it's nasty. And then hearing these men call the motherfucking daddy. That's patriarchy. All the while trying to control the mother, have the mother be submissive, have the feminine take it away, remove it from everybody. From the woman who embodies the feminine, may not embody the feminine, but who is aligned with the feminine under this system, all the way to anything that has anything of feminine in them. Femme, if you're male and you present femme, they don't like you either. Anything and then that's like literally the programming. It's literally the programming. So you have the people who lean into that programming, into that socialization when it benefits them. It benefits men to just exist as men. Why would they want to get rid of it? Just like white people love the racist shit. They benefit off of it. Why would I get rid of it? Why would I even acknowledge that it exists when I benefit from it? Girl, are you crazy? No, that's not happening to you. I wouldn't fear war. There wouldn't be war. Simply walk my son to school in the morning, unlock my doors, walk around the streets or the beach or the woods or the warm, dark evening to witness. Just like, what was that movie I was watching? Oh my God, I can't remember she was hiking and, oh, I can't remember that movie. She was hiking and he was actually married, but he was actually also a serial killer. She was hiking, contemplating throwing herself off of the mountain. When she decided not to, she came off of the mountain, and this man when she was standing there, she saw him, And then she was kind of startled, right? And then this is after she decided she wasn't going to throw herself off the side of the mountain. And he was like moving up close to her, and she like, oh, and he was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah. And she was like, okay, small talk. She was like, yeah, I just come up here. And he's like, having small talk. So as they're walking back down to their cars, she tries to get in her car, and he had parked his car very close to her car, so she could not get in the driver's seat. And then he proceeded to abduct her. You can't because men, girl, I don't know we're having small talk, and now you've parked your car so close to my fucking car I can't even get into my car. What's going on? And then that's why they tell, like, girl, and protect them for who? From y'all. Walk with my ear pods in anywhere, day or night, oblivious and just peacefully walking alone, humming, maybe just relaxed. I would walk in Central Park at night, sit down on the beach, put my earphones in, and listen to music. I see I'm very late in this beautiful conversation, but I'll leave it here anyway. After rebuilding society with universal free healthcare, free will, and rebuilding places destroyed by wars, I also would finally go out wearing all those very short dresses with very high heels I've never worn, because my sisters would find me beautiful and sexy with no desire to or kill me. Roller skate in the streets at 3 a.m., go camping in a national park by myself, never look over my shoulders when out and about, exist without my head on a swivel when I'm out. I try to explain this to men I know. It's not a constant state of fear when I leave my house, but the awareness is always there. Am I going to have to smile so a stranger doesn't follow me or threaten me? We're tired. That's why I think it's weird how people don't understand that thing with Brit and Kenya. Like, she was like, it was too much. Like, you were too much. You were weird on me. You're weird, and now you're threatening me because I'm not paying attention to you. That shit is very much like a man to me. Like, it was giving very much man who doesn't know how to take rejection and wants to shoot me now because he can't take rejection. That is what it's very much giving. I don't like it, and I don't feel comfortable around bitches like that. That's weird. You're a weirdo. Organize and rebuild society. Y'all let me know what you think. Get down in the comments and let me know what you would do in a world without men. All right, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.